Hey guys, so it's been a little bit since I've posted a video. I know I posted quite a few short ones for my vacation, but I wanted to get back into some of my longer, more creative videos and stuff. And I just haven't had time trying to get settled back into the groove of school and stuff. And really quick, I'm going to rant because I was literally in the middle of recording this video when I got a freaking solicitation call. Just no. Please no. I can't. So this is attempt number 2. Okay, so this is actually a story I just finished, and it's a short story assignment for my creative writing class. That's actually due tonight. And I just remember that, like, as soon as my professor mentioned writing short stories as our next assignment, that I immediately got this idea and I wanted to work with it, and so I was writing it down as he was explaining the directions and stuff, and honestly, I had to really hold myself back here. I was almost over the limit, the word count limit. So there's a lot that is kind of missing from it. At least I feel like there is. I tried my best to, make it seem like it's not missing anything. But I will probably definitely, be working on this and turning it into something more after I turn it in as an assignment. Okay. Anyways, it's called Raindrops on Her Cheeks. Slim, wistful fingers traced tenderly over cracked and creased spines of books, stopping occasionally to smooth over a title hesitantly, before skipping along again. It was dusky, both inside and outside the poorly lit bookstore, the rain outside blanketing the skies in heavy shades of slate. But the smell of old ink, aged paper, and warm coffee was a familiar comfort, like an old friend. Anna shuffled down the aisle listlessly, in no hurry to go back to her empty apartment, where only her jaded thoughts and lifeless shadows kept her company. Aside from an elderly man with a spotted, wrinkled face and the young clerk at the register, Anna was the only other person in the store, and she crept past each bulging shelf feeling a little like a ghost. There was a time where her skin would be prickled with excited goosebumps, arms weighed down with so many books that a passerby would wonder how Anna hadn't dropped them or tripped herself because she couldn't see anything over the tremendous stack blocking her vision. That was a long time ago, though. Anna had forgotten that time even existed, but she remembered the feelings all the same. They left a hole in her soul where they were missing. Now she drowned in a glass half empty, hollow and aching on the inside. Sighing, the young woman continued to browse the hole-in-the-wall little bookstore she had found, a pinch in her heart when the spark that used to appear when Anna spotted an exciting tale to read didn't make itself known. She missed reading, missed well-loved pages beneath her fingertips, the way the printed words were absorbed by hungry hazel eyes, jerking tears from those very same eyes when tragedy struck. Most of all, Anna missed how reading used to make her feel complete. This store, with its hundreds of worn-out titles and its long-lived wooden floors, scuffed by years of trampling feet, now felt so distant and suffocating. What was wrong with her? Why did Anna feel as if she were but a shade of her former self? Somewhere that fire still had to exist deep inside, buried beneath layers of thick, slimy black sludge. Right? Pausing to stare at nothing in particular, too lost in thought, the young woman didn't notice the rustle of a plastic bag or the chime of the bell above the door as the old man left with his purchase. Nor did she register that the clerk was now walking towards her. He had been watching her aimlessly wander around the tiny, cramped store for nearly an hour now, looking for all the world a stranger in her own mind. She was standing in the aisle directly in front of where he was perched on a stool behind the counter. "Hello, is there anything I can help you find?" he inquired, startling Anna from her contemplation. The young woman slowly turned her glassy gaze to his, with a faint blush painting her cheeks. The clerk couldn't have been much older than her, about in his early 20s, with dark wavy locks and the greenest eyes she'd ever seen. He wore a lopsided but gentle, patient smile that spoke of something safe, something friendly. The man was beautiful, and he took her breath away. "Oh, no, I'm just looking around. Thank you," Anna murmured shyly, going back to the rows of books before her. One book in particular popped out to her. The clerk nodded in understanding, not losing his smile. "Okay, well, if you need anything, just let me know." He wavered, taking a half step back to the counter before turning to Anna decisively. "My name is Carter, by the way, just in case," he explained. Anna nodded, and a small smile on her lips, and Carter beamed, head ducking shyly as he turned back to his post. Anna's hand danced up the shelf to the book she spotted earlier, carefully plucking it from the row. Black Beauty by Anna Sewell stared up at her from the scratched emerald green cover. It was one of her favorite books, her mother's too. That's why her name was Anna. It looked like a very old copy of the novel, probably one of the early prints. There were a few rough edges and what looked like light water damage on the back cover, but all of the text was readable, and it didn't look like any pages were missing either. Even though it wasn't her copy, the book fit perfectly in her grip, and some missing puzzle piece clicked back into place. The spark she had been missing for years, tingling from her palm and zinging up to settle warmly in her core. Without hesitating, Anna pulled the book close to her heart protectively and walked to the register with determination. Carter was there, still with a bright smile in his gorgeous gemstone eyes, having secretly been staring at Anna again as he waited. "Found something that piqued your interest?" Carter grinned excitedly as he took the book from her to ring it up, checking the title with curiosity shining in his face. "Black Beauty, huh? An amazing read for sure," he rambled. Anna hummed in agreement, then realized that she didn't have her wallet with her. I left my purse in my car. Is it okay if I go grab it quick?" the young woman asked, embarrassed. Carter paused from typing something into the computer. "Oh yeah, sure. I'll keep this safe for you. Not like there's anyone else around at the moment." He chuckled with a shrug, the sound smooth with a slight rasp. Yeah, Anna was screwed. This man was just too good to be true. She nodded and said thanks, before ducking out of the shop into the drizzly street to her car parked across the road. The rain had mostly faded to a light spitzing of cool droplets here and there, but there was lightning buzzing in the air still, a storm building in the near future. Anna rushed to unlock her Jeep, a shade of gray lighter than the sky above. After grabbing her purse, Anna jogged back into the bookstore, the bell breaking the silence that had been left behind by the rain. Carter's head perked up when she came in. Pearly smile curling wider. "All right, sorry, I've got it now," exclaimed the young woman in a breathy mumble. Carter shook his head reassuringly. "It's no problem at all." He was just too perky. It would have normally bothered the woman if her heart wasn't already in her throat, butterflies going wild. "Your total is $7.99, he stated, taking the rumpled $10 bill she handed him. The exchange was routine, the two falling into a comfortable quiet while he handed her back her change. He reached for the book and held it up to get another look, checking that it was in decent enough shape, just as Anna had earlier. "Just a little scarred, but it's still perfect." Carter explained softly, tracing the spine with a finger reverently. You know, people are a lot like books. Even ones that are beat up, kind of like this one. I think that's the cool thing about it, though. Because, like, with books, a little wear and tear shows that it's been read a lot, that it's loved. People are like that, too. We get banged up and scarred, but it's part of our story and shows how strong we are. They met gazes, green and hazel, and the next words were softer, set on a breathless murmur. Great books are the ones that are most worn out. Anna didn't know what came over her in that moment, but suddenly she felt a warm splash on her thumb, a tear escaping down her cheek. Carter's eyes widened in surprise, and he impulsively reached out to rub her leather-covered arm. Looks like you have raindrops on your cheeks, he diverted, reaching out to wipe one away, worry swimming behind the sunburst in his eyes. Anna sniffled and giggled nervously, scrubbing at her eyes with the heel of her palm. I guess so. I didn't even realize. They both burst out laughing. Nothing boisterous. Rather something hushed, like children sharing a secret and not wanting to get caught. It was a joyful moment nonetheless. After a few moments, they finally calmed down, and Anna felt another lost puzzle piece magically fall into place. She couldn't stop the bubbling sensation in her breast, blush tingling as the duo stared at each other, wonderstruck. Hey, would you ever like to maybe, go get coffee with me sometime? Carter stuttered, scrubbing a hand through his wavy, dark brown hair nervously. Absolutely, Anna grinned, deciding that maybe, just maybe, she could slowly piece herself back together again. The end. So that was Raindrops on Her Cheeks, and I hope you enjoyed. See ya!